Hi, everybody. My apologies, our apologies. We have no idea what happened. Perhaps the solar eclipse is still settling down. Perhaps it's just potent prosperity and all our excitement is too much for instant teleseminar to handle. But anyway, so nice to see you. Hi, Pooja. Hi, Nadia. Hi. Hi, Manisha. Hi. How nice you're looking. You've gotten a haircut. It's amazing. It's looking very nice. Hi, Kulpreet. Hi, gorgeous. Hi, my darlings. So it's an audio only call because it takes me at least 20 minutes to comb my hair. So let us begin. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and ready. The first thing that I have to ask you, my darlings, on this potent prosperity day is, have you made your intentions? So an intention is, of course, it is like a goal list. It's like a dream list. It's like a desire list. But when you intend that I will receive this, or I will do this, or I will have this, it sets off a more manifesting energy in the world. And when we write it down, our chances of manifestation increase by 47%, which is like really incredible. Friday was a lovely day to begin writing our intentions. Saturday was also a lovely day to begin writing our intentions. Today is also a good day, super day, because it's following so closely on the heels of the new moon, as well as the solar eclipse. And just about 5 days before, Neptune went direct. And in the next 10 days, not 10 days, in the next 15 days, 2 weeks, sorry, Venus is going to go retrograde. So this could also be a little bit of her showing up right now to say, hey, you've been mentioning Neptune, you've been mentioning solar eclipse, you've been mentioning the new moon, you're saying nothing about me at all. So Venus, we notice you, we acknowledge that you're going to be going retrograde soon. A potent prosperity day is the third day. It's the Tritiya after a new moon. It is said that on the third day after a new moon is really when the moon's journey to increasing begins. Therefore, what we do today, including, by the way, trimming our hair, what we do today will make sure that it increases most rapidly. Which is why by today, we want to have those intentions down. It's not that you can't change those intentions or add to those intentions or edit those intentions. In fact, by January, Priya, I need you to mute yourself. Priya, let me find Priya. Kute ahes, Priya.
Nidhu, I'm going to mute everybody, including you, for a second, and then you can unmute yourself. Just give me a second.
Sure. And back we are. What was I saying? Yes. So whatever we do on Tritiya has the power to come true very quickly with a lot of support and all the resources required for us to manifest it. One of the things that showed up sometime back as I was taking a look at what was going on between, the expectations, how we expect, how we hope, how we want, and the difference it made when we shifted that to intention. Writing an intention, of course, 47% increase in manifestation power. But there's one more thing that we can do to increase the speed as well as the way that it manifests. And this is to energize our intentions. It's very simple to energize an intention. And I'm going to show you how that is. First, I just want you to make sure that your list is in front of you. even as we're doing the call and something crosses your mind that I want to make this intention. I'm willing, I'm willing, I'm willing is a way that we intend that, dear God, I'm going to do my best. Now you do the rest. So I am willing, I am willing, I am willing in allowance, in intention. Whatever comes up, you can keep adding to that list. Now that you have your list in front of you, who is the higher being that you feel most connected to? This could be an archangel. This could be a power animal. This could be a ascended master. Ascended masters are those who've walked the earth in our time or close to our time, like Jesus, like the prophet, like Guru Nanak, like Sai Baba. Whoever is your, give me one moment, please. And taken care of. Whoever is the one that you connect with the most, the one that you reach out to the most. And this, by the way, this could be a unicorn. This could be a dragon. This could be a centaur. This could be fairies. Whoever it is that you connect with the most. It could be a deity, Lord Shivji, Lord Vishnu, Durga Ma, Lakshmi Ma. And all that we're going to do is look at our intention list, and we are going to say Durga Ma. So I'm taking Durga Ma's example because a lot of this is about goddess power and goddess energies. But you can say anything. Say Sai Baba, Jesus Christ, the prophet, unicorns, dragons. And you're just going to add 2 words to that. You're going to add the words magic and light. So let us say that you're doing it for someone that you know is feminine, like Durga Ma or Lakshmi Ma. You will say it 6 times. If you know that somebody is masculine, like an ascended master, like Sai Baba, you will say it 8 times. For any other being, you will say it 13 times. So choose. I'm just going to go ahead with Durga Ma, and I'm taking a look at my intention list. And Durga Ma, magic light. 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 While you're connecting to this frequency and energy that is way more powerful, you could have a sense that somebody else is showing up as well. Include them. So let us say that while we were doing this, Archangel Raphael showed up. Archangel Raphael, we understand, although the angels aren't technically male or female, but we understand that it is a masculine name. So we will say it 8 times. Archangel Michael, magic, light. Archangel Michael, sorry, I went from Raphael to Archangel Michael, all right? Archangel Michael, magic, light. 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 Once you've done it, how are you feeling about your intentions? And how are you feeling just to say this? Do you feel their closeness to you? Can you feel them inside your body? Can you feel like something's happening, that I have made this intention and now I'm getting their blessings as well? And blessings from higher beings always come with guidances. So maybe then guidance is also either already reached you or on its way. Like Kulpreet says, sigh of relief. Heidi says, feeling supported. True, Heidi. In fact, when I was taking a look at this, when I was writing down intentions as opposed to expectations, and when this came, Durga Ma magic light, Durga Ma light, Durga Ma light, that sense of support and that sense of agreement with my intentions, because we also want this, right? We also want somebody to take a look at our list and say, child, I got you. I got your back. Let's make this happen. We want that, right? We want for somebody to say, this is reasonable, this is possible, this is realistic, that somehow it will take place. Vandana says, confidence to achieve desires. Gurpreet says, heart feeling lighter and broader. Pooja says, feel like all is coming through. And Diana says, clear. Nishna is out of breath. And out of breath, Nishna, would also mean that you may be out of touch with your messages and with divine guidances that may have already been coming in. Perhaps there is fear of hearing what you don't want to hear. Swati is smiling. Dr. Radha says, charged and light, feel Shivji upon me. Fantastic. Isn't this amazing? Nidhu says, I was so happy today with all your blessings. How whatever those blessings were, Nidhu, doubled, tripled, quadrupled, cosmically enhanced, increased, and amplified. Vanita says, smiling, eyes bright. Sumedha says, can see Ma smiling. Sumedha, how are you doing, my girl? You went through something terrible and horrible just a week back. How are you doing? Samina says, feeling pressure in forehead and did you mean feet? So pressure in the forehead can come from anger with the fact that the universe has not given you what you wanted. That maybe the universe has been tugging you to turn left when you're saying, I want to go right, I want to go right, I want to go right. Why aren't you hearing me? I want to go right. I want to go right. Listen, I'm telling you so clearly, I want to go right. Pressure can come up when we want what we want without realizing that sometimes in order to go right, we must take a detour on the left. The universe will take you where you want to go. Allow yourself to be moved in that direction. You know how it is, my darlings, manifestation does not happen as the crow flies. That now I will do this, then I will get a phone call, then somebody will knock at my door, then my boss will call me, then everybody will appreciate what I've done, then Oprah Winfrey will discover me, then I'll have whatever. It's never like that, right? It's never the way that we think it will happen. Therefore, when the universe tugs you towards the left, even though you want to go right, go left. And now that you have done this for your intentions, like Shah says, my tenant is vacating without notice, didn't pay rent for 4 months and is being unreasonable. Please help. Being unreasonable tenant, you can leave now. If it's a male, say it 8 times. If it's a female, say it 6 times. Make the intention, Shah, that whatever is happening happens as a win-win for everybody. That your tenant also leave in peace and dignity, and that you are also set free in order to get your next best tenant. So make that intention, charge that, see which higher being is showing up to help you through this. If there is a message that says, let them go, do not chase after this money, listen to it. In allowance, in allowance, in allowance, in allowance, in allowance, in ease, in allowance, in ease. I am willing, 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 I am willing. At the same time, Shah, not taking away what this must be bringing up for you, including the very important lesson that maybe you never want to put up with a tenant beyond 1 month of non-payment. So anytime that you may not have drawn that healthy boundary or stood up for your values or said, it's okay, it'll come, I will allow them to not give me what is my due, because this is a contract, right? This is a legal contract. Your tenant is bound to pay you at the end of the month. So anywhere that you have also allowed discretions to take place, you can all leave now, 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 you can all leave now. Sometimes we think it's okay if it didn't come this month. It's okay if it didn't come this month. It's okay if it didn't come this month. It'll come next month. But anytime you have a contract, make very mental, clear, logical, rational decisions around contracts. That's the reason why there is a contract. Nadia says, feeling so blessed. Neetu says, more money to us, on us, around us. Absolutely. Sent. The next thing you want to do once your intention list is written and charged is that you want to put it in a place where it receives the sun light. And by the way, sunlight is also an energizer. You can take a look at your list. Let us say that you don't really believe in a God. You don't really believe in a higher master. You believe that there is something, but you don't really have a name for it. You don't really connect with either a unicorn or a dragon or a butterfly or a centaur or Pegasus. You can just say sunlight, sunlight, sunlight. You like working with the moon? Moonlight, moonlight, moonlight. Sun magic light, moon magic light, sun magic light, moon magic light. But energize your intentions, because from now till January, we have access to a lot of portals and a lot of gateways. And of course, to our divine feminine ascents, which we will realize more strongly as we get closer to Venus retrograde. We want to pay attention to our thoughts, to our feelings, to our behaviors, to our instincts, and to our intuitions. What we do what we have done starting from Friday, or even if we are starting today, is going to set the tone for what all shows up for us in 2022. So energize it and put it in a place where the sun can see it, where the moon can see it. Like I made this little booklet, and by the way, your intentions can be for anybody, for yourself, for your family, for your jobs, for your pets, for your plants, for earth, for sky, can be for anybody. And if you can keep it outside where the sun and moon will show up, wonderful. If you can't, keep it as close to where it can show up, like a windowsill that has access, that allows the moonshine and the sunshine to come in. And that's our set of intention work. Sometimes when we write an intention, we realize, oh my God, this is impossible. I'm just going to write it because I hope that it will happen. So I'm not intending, but I'm hoping that it will happen. I'm wishing that it will happen, but I'm not intending that it will happen. And sometimes when we write things like that, we can get anxious, we can get uncomfortable, and we can feel pressure. Has there been any such reaction while you have been making your intentions? Pulpreet shakes her head, so I got that. That's a no. What about you, Pooja? What about you, Manisha? And Vas says, yes, believing they won't manifest. On a scale of 0 to 10, Vas, how strong is the belief that they won't manifest? Like Hema has been nauseated since then, which has been a while. Hema, how long have you been nauseated? And Vas Angel's lack of belief. So it's not disbelief, because disbelief we do when we get a big surprise, like I can't believe this has happened. So this lack of belief for Vas is at a 9. Hema has been nauseated for almost a week, which is, when we have nausea or we have anxiety, the truth behind that is that we're actually a little fearful that it will happen. And this where there is a discrepancy between what we've been asking for, what we've been saying we want, but actually being terrified of receiving. This is always playing a role when we've been wanting something for a long time and it hasn't been happening. That somewhere there is the fear of it happening. You know, the fear of failure is simultaneously accompanied by the fear of success. The fear of having is simultaneously accompanied by the fear of not having. But Hema, let's take a look at your nausea, my girl. Vas, let's go with your disbelief. Who else has got something going on? Neha says marriage. Neha, have you put your intention here for us? Is there one of us you want to marry? Is there one of us you want to speak to about marriage? Please specify your intention. Pooja says, I know it's coming. This is for the intention that she has made. Pallavi says prosperity, and Pooja Manglik says heavy palpitation. Let's take a look at it. We've got nausea, we've got palpitation, heavy palpitation, and we've got a lack of belief that it will manifest. Lack of belief at a 9. Hema, how much is your nausea? Shah's got a stomach ache. Shah, how much is the stomach ache? On a scale of 0 to 10, where 0 is not at all and 10 is very high. And Sanya also has nausea. Did the nausea just begin, my darlings, after you accessed the presence of higher beings and gods and goddesses? Did it just start? And for Samina as well, the acidity is suddenly rising. So for Sanya, yes, that is what happened. So Sanya, how much is the nausea right now? How much is this fear of connecting to powers beyond our 3D mental powers? Sumedha has also got fear. For tinnitus, for Victoria, the tinnitus has gotten louder. Victoria, how much is your tinnitus on a scale of 0 to 10? For Hema, the nausea is at a 9.5, which means it's almost 100%. Okay, let me begin the clearing. Whatever is coming up, it will all start settling. So the one thing that I want to say, my darlings, is obviously these energies in the way of our intentions is just that it's in the way of our intention manifesting. It's showing up to say, listen, you've asked for this, but you got to take care of this first. That's all it is, right? Let's go for it. And the word that we're going to use today, the single power decree word that we're going to use today is the word goodbye. Let us go for it. I'm going to go for nausea 10 times. Goodbye, nausea. 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 Ta-da. Hema, check. Vas, check. Shah, how is your stomach? Victoria, how's the sense of tinnitus? Has it increased? Has it decreased? Has it sharpened? Nadia says, you have said before, we don't know how to feel good. It's true, my darlings. We don't know how to feel good. We find very quick ways to let it go. We find very quick ways to sabotage it. We find very quick ways to negate it, to invalidate it. And she says, I have noticed I'm not comfortable and anxious to manifest my intentions. Isn't this amazing, my darlings? And yet, how long have we spent and how many workshops have we done and how many people have we worked in so that we can get what we are, so that we can get what we want without realizing that there are all of these other things in the way. Anita says, afraid of being sick. Anita, how much is that fear on a scale of 0 to 10? For Hema, solar plexus is churning. Let it churn, my girl. In fact, if you do feel like throwing up, please do throw up. Throwing up is horrible, right? It's awful. But do it now and have some water after that. For Vas, immediately from 9, the lack of belief has gone to 5, feeling tense in my throat and chest. So the throat and chest, throat, of course, as we know, there is the fear of speaking. There's the fear of expressing, perhaps also the fear of asking. Maybe you've been punished so badly when you asked, Vas, that now that you have asked, because that's what the intention is, right? An intention is an intention is an ask, although it's different from an ask, because in an intention, underlining, unspoken, is the understanding that I will do what it takes. In an ask, we may not be having that. Diana says right ovary went thump in a good way. Victoria says tinnitus the same. Let us go with that. Goodbye tinnitus, goodbye tinnitus, goodbye tinnitus. We want to do it 7 more times, but Victoria, I want you to press your middle finger down and keep your thumb over it on both hands. Tinnitus is a disorder of the element of ether, and the middle finger rules ether. And what is ether? Ether is the place of awareness and consciousness. When there is something that we are refusing to listen to, which is why tinnitus always shows up in the ear. Either there are pressures that we are refusing to acknowledge, either we are sitting when we should be walking, or we are walking when we should be sitting, we are sleeping when we should be eating. Some disobedience is taking place between the messages you are receiving. So middle finger down, thumb over it, and let us see how you feel. Ideally, you would hold this for at least 20 minutes a day. You should see a difference. And of course, right now as well, you should sense a difference. 7 more times, my darlings. Goodbye, tinnitus. 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 Vas is breathing better. Tightness in the chest, like restrictions. And I'm going to go with restrictions because fear is a way of restricting ourselves. It's a way of controlling ourselves. Anxiety, same. Let's go with the word restrictions. 10 times, everybody. Goodbye, restrictions. 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 Ta-da! And check. Stay hydrated, everybody. Sanya says the nausea is less, little fluttering in the chest and little churning in the stomach. So some anxiety that the body is being able to process and not giving the command that you want to puke it all out. Shweta says fear of hard working, as in fear of hard work. But check how you're feeling now. Anita, how is your fear? Shah, how is your stomach? Samina, how are your fears? Sumedha, how are your fears? Victoria, how's your tinnitus? And Vas says, seems to have subsided. Rebecca says, which finger do you hold on? Middle, yes, middle finger. Middle finger for tinnitus. Pat says, is there a way to clear chronic dental infections, abscess, Lyme, gallstones, gallbladder pain? Yes, Pat. So everything is connected to everything, right? Everything becomes this bundle, like you have a ball of wool. When you pull on one strand, everything opens up. Pat, what is the biggest, most distressing symptom or project you are going through out of all of these? Tell me what it is. We will say goodbye to it and you see how it makes you feel. Renita says goosebumps, always a good sign. Hema is feeling much better. Vas says feel coolness in my face, breathing better. Rashmi's got sensations in the calf muscles. For Sumedha, it's gone from 10 to 7. 7 times, Sumedha, just say goodbye, fears. Anita, you said I had a milk heart attack. Milk? You mean mild? And hospitalized and other illnesses? So many meds, hence fears. Got it, ma? Is fine. Is fine. When we have a gigantic boulder, we'll just take a longer lever. So just say goodbye, fears, 10 more times. It will move. It has to. That's how the decrees work. Victoria says, pulsating in my ear. Good. Good. By the way, one of the things that throws the element of ether off is hidden anxieties. Let's go with hidden anxieties. Chalo, let us see what that brings to us. So 10 times, goodbye, hidden anxieties. Goodbye, hidden anxieties. Goodbye, hidden anxieties. And I see that there's a little angel behind Kulpreet who's joined us. Hello. Hi, little one. What is your name? Oh, you're so pretty. I love your long hair. And I'm also doing a heart shape and sending it to you and continuing with goodbye, hidden anxieties. 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 And I've done that totally more than 10 times. Everybody have water, give it 30 seconds, check how you're feeling. Meena, finger hold for anxiety is the thumb. Samina's fears are less. Vas says, I have this dental issue too. So Vas, one of the things we do in our work, we don't use the word issue. We don't use the word problem. We call them projects. And this learning came from the very gentle, very loving healing modality of Jinshin Jitsu, which is from Japan. So you don't use the word issue because issue feels heavy and dark and bogs you down, but you say project. So project feels like it's creative. Project feels like, oh, I can do this. Project feels like this is going to be fun. I'm going to use my glitter pens and I'm going to use my crayons and I'm going to use my paints. So you use the word project. And Rebecca says with the same hand on middle finger with thumb for tinnitus, yes. And for all ear projects. And Rebecca, definitely there will be a replay. Preeti says, can I lie down as I have pain and stiffness in back due to vaccination? Absolutely. I choose the opposite of vaccination side effects. I choose the opposite of vaccination side effects. I choose the opposite of tinnitus. I choose the opposite of tinnitus. I choose the opposite of tinnitus. I choose the opposite of nausea. I choose the opposite of nausea. I choose the opposite of nausea. I choose the opposite of fears. I choose the opposite of fears. I choose the opposite of fears. I choose the opposite of hidden anxieties. I choose the opposite of hidden anxieties. I choose the opposite of hidden anxieties. I choose the opposite of lower vibrations. I choose the opposite of lower vibrations. I choose the opposite of lower vibrations. I choose the opposite of being held back. I choose the opposite of being held back. I choose the opposite of being held back. I choose the opposite of not being able to break down and crunch my life. Because I see that quite a bit has come up on teeth, and teeth have to do with chewing down big ideas into small ideas, big emotions into small emotions. You know, we get teeth projects when we take a look at Mount Everest and we say, I'm going to reach that top, and I should have reached that top. And by now I should have definitely been on the top, without realizing that you have to go through training. You have to spend 3 months at the base camp. You have to have a group. You have to have a team leader. So when you're not able to break down a big expectation or a big goal, you know, like I want $1 billion. And then days go by and months go by and a year goes by and there's no sign of this $1 billion, because we didn't break down the fact that for me to get those $1 billion, what do I need to do? What is my first step? So teeth are about not being able to break down into chewable components the big bite you have taken. Whether it's the big bite of life, whether it's the big bite of other people's expectations, whether it's the big bite of your stress and distress that you're dealing with. Because one of the easiest things the left brain does is whenever there is a problem, immediately we think money is an answer. And of course, to a very large extent, money is an answer. The world that we live in today, it is food, clothing, shelter, money. It is one of our basic requirements, undoubtedly. At the same time, without taking care of the stress, without breaking down the anger, without breaking down the grief, without breaking down the trauma, the abuse, that money or the path to that money is not going to show up. So all the ways that we are not being able to chew and process, because digestion first begins in the mouth. All the ways that we are just swallowing. We're taking these bite chunks. Maybe you're swallowing your pride. Maybe the other person is just not understanding what you have to say, not understanding your desire for time off, not understanding that it's not in your capacity to give right now. Maybe you are swallowing your pride for the sake of peace in the house. So you've not broken this down, right? You've just swallowed it. And that weakens your teeth, because teeth, like our bodies, like everything in our bodies, like our mind also, like life also, like money also, loves being used, and used well, not misused, not abused, but used. I remember years and years back when the Oprah Winfrey show was on television, one of the things I remember she had said is, my one prayer is, dear God, use me fully. And I thought that that was such a beautiful prayer, because everything that we have, my darlings, the potential of us needs to get used for it to be seen in the world. It needs to get used for it to be acknowledged, for it to be validated. It needs to be used to become the opposite, which is kinetic, from potential to kinetic. Are you swallowing your potential? Are you chewing back your potential? What is going on with the teeth? Like Pat also says, dental extractions, the primary issue now, not an issue, it's a project. Are you delaying this? Because all of this, root canals, abscesses, cavities, these are not things you want to delay. Unless you have a fabulous dental witch doctor, you do not want to ignore these. Each tooth is connected to an organ meridian. Whatever's going on in the organ, very quickly, I'm going to run you through the organs. Kidneys, fear. Liver, anger. Stomach, worries, anxieties, disempowerments, and power games. Heart, anger and unforgiveness. Bladder, insecurities. Gallbladder, resentment. Spleen, memories of rejection and fears of future rejection. Each one of your tooth is expressing something. When there is so much decay that has taken place, it also means that you have stayed stuck in one place, because we stagnate. You know how it is, right? What happens to water when it doesn't flow? Becomes dirty, becomes stinky poo, attracts mosquitoes that in turn spread disease. When we do not move, we stagnate. When we stagnate, we decay, we rot. So somewhere, Pat, there has been an excessive stuckness in your life. Maybe you are not moving your body. Maybe you are not leaving a toxic relationship. Maybe you're just not getting out of a particular city. But somewhere a stuckness has taken place. 10 times, my darlings, please hydrate first. I must also say, my dearest people, that sometimes it's hard to hear these things, right? We don't want to hear we're stuck, we're stagnating, there's this decay going on. But look at it as realizing where the light is not shining. Where is there the cobweb in the room? Under which carpet have you swept all the dirt? When you know where the dirt is, you can sweep and swab. Jhadu poncha, we always do a little extra in the corners that have more muck. So in the diagnosis, find relief. All right, this is what I'm dealing with. I need not begin with working at my 20 problems. I understand that 20 problems, sorry, not problems. You can leave now, you can leave now, you can leave now, projects. I now have 20 projects because I got stuck. And I got stuck because I didn't know how to say no. I didn't feel confident enough about being on my own. I didn't have enough money. Whatever your reasons, my darlings, stuckness took place. So goodbye, stuckness. 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 Ta-da! When we have stuckness and we stay stuck for a long, then we also have blockages. Let's also remove those. Goodbye, blockages. 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 And Vandana says, can we say goodbye, death? Most definitely. Rashmi says, I feel anxious every time I think of my home. You can leave now. I feel anxious every time I think of my home. You can leave now. Goodbye, anxious. Goodbye, anxious. Goodbye, anxious. See what happens. Victoria says, I feel released. Excellent. Released means you are now free. Free means you are now flowing. Flowing means you are no longer stuck. And my darlings, that is all we want. Every day, in every way, that we flow faster, stronger, upwards and onwards. As long as you're flowing, your life will bring you your dreams. Your potential will be fulfilled. Things will happen for you. I'm willing, I am willing, I am willing. Durga Ma light, Durga Ma light, Durga Ma light. It will happen. And of course, Pat, thank you, projects. Today we're using the word goodbye, but every other decree that we know, we also want to use that. Paige says, I have an abundance of debt, cancelled, cleared, removed, undone, unmade, unformed. Please say goodbye to this abundance of debt. I choose the opposite of this debt. I choose the opposite of this abundance of debt. Dipali is feeling sleepy. Please close your eyes, Ma. You know that this is the body processing and does not require the mind to get in the way. Rebecca says, I'm having problem breathing. Rebecca, check now. Hema says, what about pain in the teeth? Pain in the teeth also. It is coming from some organ, and pain always carries anger, inflammation, and acidity. Acidity need not be physical. It can also be an acidic thought. There are 3 levels to working on pain. But right now, goodbye pain, 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 goodbye pain. Rebecca says, my son has past anger and teeth grinding. Hasn't worked for a year due to car accident. Trying to get back out there. He does have anxiety. As he clears and heals the trauma because of the car accident, he'll feel more and more confident. And our children carry a lot for us, Rebecca. So take a look at all the ways that you've been carrying anger. Vandana says, daughter is having mild cough. Goodbye, my daughter's mild cough. Goodbye, my daughter's mild cough. Goodbye, my daughter's mild cough. Goodbye, my son's teeth grinding. Goodbye, my son's teeth grinding. Goodbye, my son's teeth grinding. And Hema says, what if you have people who make fun and are rejecting with potential? Don't share with them. Sometimes, not sometimes, very often, this particular journey of potential, especially when you are working, let us say in esoteric sciences like healing, this journey can only happen in solitude, especially the initial parts of the journey. If there are people who are poking holes into your dreams, don't share your dreams with them. Write your dreams, burn them. Speak to Durga Ma light, Lord Ganpati light, Lord Ganpati magic light, Lord Ganpati magic light, Lord Ganpati magic light. Form your friendships in a new tribe. And Radha says, I just got a software worth $4,999 for $499 now on this call, took the offer. Amazing. Fantastic. Diana says, liver projects is anger. Absolutely. Absolutely. Goodbye, anger. 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 Hema says, how can I attract respect from humans? I fail to understand where I'm going wrong. Everything begins with us, my love. Are you respecting you? Are you respecting your choices? Are you respecting your body's messages? Are you respecting when you have to sleep? Are you respecting when you have to say no? So take a look, but right now, goodbye, disrespect. 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 All of the things that we're working on, what is the opposite of all of this? What would be your intention given all of this is showing up, or all of this is there for us to take care of? What is your intention? I'm willing, I'm willing, I'm willing. I intend to be committed to my health and well-being. I make the intention that every day in every way, I'm healthier and healthier. What is your intention? Rebecca says, I have to have 4 root canals. Now I'm concerned. I feel I have a spleen issue. Not issue, my love. It's a project. It is possible that there is something going on with the spleen. The spleen carries anger with rejection and fears of future rejection. So goodbye, rejections. 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 When we have a story that is hurtful, painful, like, like having the tinnitus, like having this going on with our teeth, like having the nausea in our tummy, like having this pressure in our chest, at that point, we just want relief, right? And by all means, do what it takes. Hold a mudra, hold the relevant finger, give your decree, get your relief. But today, also make your intention. You are wanting relief, and I'm asking you simultaneously, as you get this relief, that you choose your new life, that you choose a new way of being. Come from new intentions, come from intentions, come from beauty, come from grace, come from ease, come from calm, come from allowance, 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 come from choice, come from choice, come from choice, come from choice, come from new intentions, come from choice, come from new intentions, come from strength, come from healing, come from magic, come from miracles, come from millionaire mindset, come from billionaire mindset, come from trillionaire mindset. Vas has got a runny nose now. That's lovely. It means your sinuses are clearing. And Mona says, what can I say for my daughter who's having a CA final, was not able to clear in her previous attempts? And one, Mona, first you must clear what it's doing to you. Are you feeling bad? Are you feeling worried? Are you feeling like it's your fault? So first you clear that, say goodbye to that. And then say, I choose my daughter clearing her CA final. You make the intention, I make the intention that my daughter clear her CA final. Write it down in your list. Sumeda's feeling better, can see golden rays coming from everywhere. And Swati says, so if kids have dental project, there's things going on in their organs. And very important, for whatever happens with kids, it's important that parents take a look at how they are being triggered and what's going on in the environment that's impacting the child like this. The child's responsibility is not to heal. To heal the child is the parent's responsibility. Sajid says, what is Parkinson? Parkinson comes from excessive control. And I've seen this excessive control only take place with emotions. Like when you are rigidly controlling how frightened you are, or how angry you are, or how sad you are. That rigid control over a period of time means the muscle cannot handle the tightness. You know how it is, right? You go to the gym, you work out, you walk a lot after a while, your legs start trembling, right? They start shaking because it's too much right now. That too much is what goes on in Parkinson. And Parkinson invariably happens in extreme abuse in a relationship, and extreme abuse that you've lived with for a long time, because then you don't know how to run, so you have to control the fear. You don't know how to fight, then you have to control the anger. Cindy says, grandson's father left went to see anger towards mother and now asthma. Asthma, anything that has to do with the lungs has to do with fear of life and grief. So may have seen how helpless his mother may have been and may have turned his father's anger onto her because the father's not there for him to be angry. Cindy, please say, goodbye, my grandson's anger. Goodbye, my grandson's asthma. Goodbye, my grandson's anger. Goodbye, my grandson's asthma. As a rule of thumb, 10 times is good to say. Vandana says, how to get acknowledged for all you do for your family by shifting expectation into intention. If you are doing it with the expectation that you get acknowledged, or you've done it for so long that now you're thinking that, Arey, ab to dekho, how much have I contributed? How much have I done? Isn't it time you did say thank you? Any expectation will either be met in lesser or much more. In intention, chances of it being met are very high. So replace expectations by intentions. I intend to get acknowledged for all that I do for my family. I intend to be respected for all that I do. I intend to be valued for my presence and my contribution here. And definitely take a look, Vandana, at the places where you may not be acknowledging yourself because you're waiting for somebody else to do it. And if you're not acknowledging what other family members are doing as well. Rebecca's breathing is so much better, and that's awesome. Emily, just say, goodbye, my grandson's autism. Goodbye, my grandson's autism. Goodbye, my grandson's autism. And Pooja says, I'm thriving and flourishing now. That's the intention. Fantastic. And bring in everything else also. Bring in the opposite of what's going on right now. Sally, please say, goodbye, my granddaughter's cough. Goodbye, my granddaughter's cough. Goodbye, my granddaughter's cough. And see what happens. Are you familiar with the decrees? A little bit more over the next 24 hours with the decrees would be amazing. And Miriam says, why is it so difficult to believe we can be abundant? Why is it so difficult to feel worthy? Why is it so difficult to receive? Because we are all creatures of comfort and habit and training. If you have been taught as a child, or your family has had it difficult to be abundant, or as Vandana says, have an abundance of prosperity, difficult to feel worthy, difficult to receive, this is because your training is now getting in the way. You know, Stephen Covey said this, and Stephen Covey, as you know, one of the world's best sellers when it comes to success. And he said, we do not rise to the occasion, we fall to the level of our training. If your training is to feel unworthy, if your training is to feel like a loser and failure, you will fall to that. Healing is all about the untraining, retraining, and new training. If you have been delaying this, if you're hoping that you will just find that one coconut to break that will make everybody else to bring things to you, or things will fly in through the window, Miriam, you've got to take accountability for your training, and you've got to let that go and coach yourself and heal yourself into a higher, better, stronger vibration. Vandana says, can we say come from divine light, come from blessing? Of course, of course. Nidhu says, what about pain in the left hip? It's not regular, but it just comes, not very regular. Strange pain. I delete and leave now, especially when I walk, it happens. What is it? So hips have to do with the ways that you might not be allowed to feel hip. You know, so hip is a slang, right? Like when you're hip, you're modern. When you're hip, you're with it. When you're hip, you're cool. If you have somebody who likes to hold you back from expressing your beauty, from expressing your, let us say, your sense of style, your hip can start hurting. And hips are also the ways that we move forward. And I remember this, Nidhu, I know that you've been working from very early in your life. If you want to take a break, but you feel like you don't have a choice, you want to sit down for a while, then too the hip can start hurting to tell you, listen, don't think about moving ahead right now. Think about being still right now. What causes pain on the sides of the neck and the wrist? So the sides of the neck have to do with the ability to take a look at stories. When we are not able to take a look at other people's stories, we get pain in the neck. When we are not able to take a look at our stories, also we get pain in the neck. Pain in the neck is when somebody is a pain in our neck. Who is the pain in your neck? Wrists have to do with flexibility. Wrists have to do with the ability to handle things. When we can't handle success, when we can't handle failure, when we can't handle the challenges of life, when we can't handle expectations, our wrists can go mental. Also, because the wrist is a joint, and all joints can end up hiding criticism. So if you have had to handle a lot of criticism in your life, your wrist, even your elbows can end up showing some stuckness and pain. My granddaughter in 6th standard, gradually losing concentration and memory regarding studies. I'm unable to bear my Dil's anger tantrums with the little one. What is the anger tantrum? So gradually losing concentration and memory. What's going on at home? Is it conducive to memory and concentration? Memory and concentration goes off And especially for a child who's so young. Sixth is what? 10 years old, 12 years old. Especially for such a young child, concentration and memory have to do with stress. If the environment is stressful, it is unfair and unreasonable, even inhuman, to expect the child to perform well, because children absorb faster than us. We have now protection with all our limiting beliefs and our thickened skins and our fat paddings, but children are more open and prone and sensitive to absorbing what's going on at home. I would also say that when the child starts showing these symptoms of disturbance, where the child did have memory and concentration, I always recommend that you start speaking to a child counselor. Let the child have a safe place where the child can rave and rant and express, because children cannot come home and say, Mom, you are so horrible and what you said was terrible. But children need to do that. They need a safe place to be able to do that. They need to be able to say, I can't understand my mother's behavior. I don't understand what's going on between my father and my mother, because clearly you cannot come home and say it. And an outsider always has a much softer perspective than we in our own desires that the child be better or the child understand. We always project our own intentions and projections onto our little ones. Don't be afraid of getting help. It is the industry of the future. Bionics, technology, stand-up comedy, and healing. You can look forward to these growing in the next, 100 centuries. So don't be afraid. There's so much help available. Neha says, what about diabetes and abdominal fat? So abdominal fat can easily happen with diabetes, because diabetes is about unexpressed grief and the loss of joy, where the sweetness has gone out of your life. And this loss of joy could be anything. This loss of joy could have come from the loss of somebody in the family. This loss of joy could have come because somebody took your favorite doll and you never recovered from it. This loss of joy can happen anywhere, where the sweetness in your life went away. The moment you have things going on in the liver, in the stomach, in the spleen and the pancreas, abdominal fat comes on. It comes on to protect the area. Abdominal fat is about power games. It's about control. It's about trying to keep yourself safe from a tyrant in the family who wants to manipulate, who wants to control, and you just don't know how to keep yourself safe. Then the body steps in and the front of the body extends. Also happens in perimenopause and menopause. Until menopause settles down, then the belly also settles down. Because at that time, where there are so many changes taking place in our organs, including the thinning of the internal skin of the organ, we need this padding on us. Goodbye, diabetes. Goodbye, diabetes. Goodbye, diabetes. Goodbye, diabetes. Goodbye, overweight. Goodbye, overweight. Goodbye, overweight. Goodbye, overweight. Goodbye, excess fat. Goodbye, excess fat. Goodbye, excess fat. Goodbye, excess weighting. Because weight and weight, the body doesn't know the difference. And I've seen this 100,000 times without exception. So when there is a weight project, there is a waiting project. That simultaneously, this person is waiting for something to happen. Either something to happen from someone, or something to happen in a situation, or something to happen in a job, but waiting is taking place. So wait, so goodbye, waiting. Goodbye, waiting. Goodbye, excess weight. Goodbye, excess fat. Goodbye, waiting. Goodbye, waiting. Goodbye, waiting. Kavita, pain in the right heel comes from fear of the masculine in the family. The fear of either them judging you or taunting you or holding you back, or not wanting you to have what you want. Like I feel right now that there is something with a man, could be your father, that you have not felt forgiven for. that your father or this man has held over you for a long time. Nadia says, what is the reason of removing removing what, my love? Here, one by one. What are we removing? Rashmi says, how can we break the patterns of our training? How much time usually it takes? It takes 1 second. But you have to have the awareness of how many trainings you have to untrain. Because a lot of our stuff is blind spots, which is why in family, in triggers, in feedback, if you are in allowance, you will see the messages of what needs to be untrained and retrained. In any conversation, including with a spat on the road with a grocer, there will be one modicum of something to know about yourself. Come from allowance, come from allowance. And training and untraining is like anything else that you want to do in life, like going to the gym, like going to a dance class, like going to music class. You can't say, I will only go for 3 months. Then for the rest of my life, I don't have to go. Can't say that, no? So untraining is a life purpose. All of us came here to grow. All of us came here to heal. All of us came here to move to further refinement. How will you refine yourself? By untraining what is crude, not serving you anymore, heavy, dense, dark, and continuously moving towards more and more light, continuously moving towards 5D, 6D, 7D. 7D is where the angels reside. So Cindy says, aware of health projects of being unseen and loss of true self from 35 years of narcissistic marriage. Cindy, while clearing today, make the intention for the opposite of that. Write it down in your intention book. Nidhu says, I was very modern, suddenly turned so simple and giving my other cheek to slap, but not anymore. Learn to keep healthy boundaries now. I'm glad, my girl. So this could be either a current pain where you still have to hold yourself. You can't fully fly. Like maybe you want to wear a short skirt and heels and step out. Maybe you love your LBD and your black stilettos, but you can't really wear it. You have to hide and wear it. So whatever is going on, ma, just goodbye. Goodbye being held back. Goodbye being held back. Goodbye allowing myself to be held back. Goodbye, 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 hip pain. And Daisy says, Daisy, how are you doing, my girl? You have been so much on my mind because I haven't seen you around for a while and I've been wondering what's going on. Like I get my news about Hong Kong from Daisy. So when Daisy and I are in touch, I know what's going on in Hong Kong. Daisy and I have not been in touch. I have no clue what's going on in Hong Kong. How are you doing, my girl? So she says, what's the difference in using you can leave now as opposed to goodbye? Goodbye is a little temporary. It does not have the depth of you can leave now, but in that moment, the clarity and ease that it gives us is priceless. It's a little difficult. See, you can, so let us say, what shall we look at? Teeth projects, right? Teeth pain. Let's take a look at like teeth pain. Okay, so everybody say it for yourselves. Teeth pain, you can leave now. Teeth pain, you can leave now. Teeth pain, you can leave now. Have some water. Goodbye, teeth pain. Goodbye, teeth pain. Goodbye, teeth pain. You can see that there is an extra force when we say goodbye. Correct? Can you feel it? There's an extra, and when I say force, it's a force, which is why when we want to say goodbye, we want to use it temporarily, and it'll happen automatically. You will not be able to make goodbye a practice. So you will return either to you can leave now, which is the divine masculine version, or you will return to the thank you, which is the divine feminine version. But goodbye is there for today, and maybe we will do another call on teeth projects. What do you say? Maybe in December, we will take time out and we will do some work on teeth projects. We will By the way, I know that this was up in my group, but I think it's been a couple of years. So on the Facebook group, Yes to More Health and Wealth, some time back, I had shared the organ and teeth file. But it's been a while. It's been, when I say a while, it's been some years, but it's there on the group. Let me see if I can track this down again and put it up on the group again. Is everybody on the Facebook Yes to More Health and Wealth group? Amrish, let us remember to send the link with the replay. So if you're not, join. I will put up that link again. I will find that link and we'll put it up again. Dipali says, twisted my left ankle about a month back. It's taking ages to heal. Result, I'm stuck at home. You can leave now, Dipali. What is the intention you are going to make in this situation? Goodbye, twisted. Goodbye, twisted. Goodbye, twisted. Goodbye, twisted. Goodbye, twisted. Goodbye, twisted. Hello, untwisted. Hello, untwisted. Hello, untwisted. I prefer the word hi. Hi, I find, has much more ease in welcoming something. And we haven't even gotten to the hi because we are so busy with the goodbyes, but let us just do this. So Dipali, just say goodbye, twisted, goodbye, twisted, and see how it makes you feel. Skin disorders like psoriasis relates to feeling unprotected because the skin is our first physical layer of protection. When we don't feel safe, and psoriasis can often show up depending on the place it is in. In today's world, I have seen psoriasis usually has to do with feeling financially unsafe and insecure and unprotected. Like constantly having to keep guard over money, not sure whether somebody's going to show up to take it or somebody's going to show up to ask for it. I have seen quite a bit of psoriasis happen around that you don't feel like there's enough for you. And therefore, because in psoriasis, you can also start having a slight thickening of the skin. And the thickening of the skin is really this: don't look at me, don't ask me, don't come near me. So it's a form of protection. All illness, all disease are actually forms of protection and healings. It's the body's way of making sure that you can still continue to do your best the next day. Whenever we do, the understanding of disorder and disease in the body is 5,000 years old. Western medicine is 200 years old. And Western medicine is primarily a mental analysis. Therefore, it is black and white. If you don't have disease, it is good. If you have disease, it is not good. You know how we judge ourselves, right? When we are not feeling well, when we have a cold, God forbid, there is a disorder or disease, we judge ourselves, right? We feel so wrong because in the last 200 years, the understanding of what illness and disease really is was not completely, almost wiped out. You know, a fever is healing. A fever is so healing because a fever happens so as to not let the anger in the body reach the sensitive brain tissues and fry your head. Colds are sinuses releasing confusion. Cancer is a localized stuckness. The body localizes it so that it does not affect the other organs. There is all illness, all disease are actually ways that the body is healing. So when you come from there, that I'm having to do this root canal because my tooth is healing something, where it's not a wrongness that I have to fix or repair or correct, you will see, my darlings, that you will understand your body and what's going on in the body, and therefore know which is the muck in the corner, which is the cobweb hidden in the ceiling. And you will know how to clear it and quickly clear it. 30-year-old girl not getting suitable alliance. Not getting suitable alliance. Goodbye doesn't work very well here. So you can leave now for that. Emily says not able to fall asleep. Mind too active, yeah, and that's the only reason. And mind is too active when we have hyper alertness. Hyper alertness comes when a lot has been taken from us, or we have gone through lots of losses, because now we must stay up and stay on guard to keep what is ours. Like, don't know what will be taken next from you is what keeps the mind hyperactive. Like, won't let it rest, won't let it work out, won't let it go for a walk in peace, won't let it listen to music beyond a point. And then the hyperactive mind invariably takes us towards addictions. Then either we've got to have whatever, 3 glasses of wine or 1 bar of chocolate or half a cake at midnight to get some sense of relief in the body, but some great fear, some unresolved losses are taking place here. Goodbye, hyperactive. Goodbye, hyperactive. Goodbye, hypervigilant. Goodbye, hyperactive. 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 And see what happens today. And Dipali says, had to shut down my 28-year-old business 2 years back. I've been trying every possible thing, still not being able to restart. It kills me. It kills us most, my darling, when we cannot work or co-create with the universe. Maybe there's a message in there that you're refusing to listen to, and which is why the twisted ankle and you having to stay still, because in stillness, we receive many more messages. In stillness and in the bathroom, we receive messages. Slip disc or sciatica. So sciatica, Louise here says, is about lies. And I have seen this, that there are lies, there is hypocrisy in sciatica. And when I say lies and hypocrisy, it's what we've been buying into that's not true, right? Sciatica is usually, it's very close to the hip and thigh. Again, I don't have the right to be hip. I don't have the right to have a drink in one glass and a cigarette in the other and sashay into a nightclub. But you do have that right. Where have you given it away? It is a lie. So what is the lie that you have going on right now? Slipped discs are literally that, where you've adjusted so much, you've bent over backwards so much that something has popped out. Slip discs also come with greatly being unsupported. Like, because now, in trying to get that support, the spine is not being able to stand, right? Which is why it slips out. So feeling unsupported, not allowed to do what you want to do, and tons of lies, especially if the sciatica and slip disc are taking place together. Cindy says, Cindy, you do have heart palpitations right now? Anita, hair fall is associated with stress and great distress in the kidney and liver. Rebecca says, how can I help my son believe again? By being committed to your healing journey, Rebecca, your son will pick up on your vibrations. The umbilical cord between mother and child is never cut. What I do today impacts my son. How are you today? What changes can you make? Changes are very difficult to make. We all love to be wherever we are. We love that sunken couch. We love that program on Netflix. We love our package of chips. We love what we love. And therefore, make the intention to be committed to your own well-being, to your own happiness, to you being healthier, wealthier, fitter. And your son will also start reflecting that. And Nidhu says, I feel like wearing my short dresses. We'll start wearing a fantastic, super. We all make the intention, Nidhu, that you're going to wear your short dress and step out. Why not? Why not? And Nadia says reason for removing hair. I know there's a word, there's a term for this. So removing hair, yes, it is from anxiety and also self-spite. Because hair is protective, hair are warning signals, hair is also about warmth. So it comes from self-spite. In a way, it is like an anorexia. Where also, and when you do picking hair, it's about nitpicking as well, where you are trying to look at the smallest thing and trying to overanalyze and over break it down. Splitting hairs, picking of hairs, plucking of hairs, especially if the hair is moving out, where the root has also become very weak. And that's about too much insecurity. You know, in insecurity, we need 10,000 answers before we will decide. So you invite an insecure person somewhere, they will say, okay, exactly what time should I come? How many other people are there? How many of them do I know? What will be on the menu? What time will it finish? Will somebody drop me back? Are you sure I can leave by 1? The level of nitpicking that happens in insecurity can give rise to this, especially if the person is not getting verbal expression. Daisy says, I'm okay. As good, ma. Vandana says, I have the pattern of taking wrong decisions and regret later, spend in impulse and regret later. And goodbye to this. I choose the opposite of impulsive decisions. 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 And Rashmi says, sometimes in some relationships, I help compulsively. Even I feel I shouldn't help. I don't know what to do. And this comes when you have very judgmental men in your life. What happens is the act of giving or doing or helping, it is a function of the right side of the body. Right side of the body, left brain, is about how our fathers have been, how our fathers have been with us, how our fathers have been with our mothers. When we have had absent fathers or very critical fathers or unavailable fathers, the right side overcompensates. When the right side overcompensates, we overdo. We get compulsive about giving. We get a sense of pressure. Oh my God, I got to give now. I got to give now. I got to do this now. I got to help out now. So take a look at the wound with the father. Goodbye, woundings. Goodbye, woundings. Goodbye, wounds. Goodbye, woundings. Goodbye, wounds. Goodbye, woundings. Goodbye, wounds. Goodbye, wounds. Goodbye, wounds. Goodbye, wounds. Goodbye, wounds. Goodbye, wounds. And Jashra says, hormonal imbalance and fatty liver. Jashra, say goodbye to it. Make your intention. What will be the intention going forward? Because otherwise we get stuck in the same story, right? Cindy says, feels ugly. Goodbye, moles. Goodbye, moles. Goodbye, moles. Goodbye, moles. Goodbye, warts. Goodbye, warts. Goodbye, warts. Goodbye, cis. Goodbye, cis. Goodbye, cis. Dipali says sensation in the same ankle after saying what happened after that. Because the sensation will pass. It is anicca. It is transient. It cannot stay. Autoimmune, my darlings, is again self-sabotage, self-spite, self-hatred turned on to the self. You know how when you have so we have a word in Hindi and it's called tokoing. You know, when you toko somebody. So when you toko it's a kind of criticism, but it's a criticism, it's a judgment, it's a nitpicking, it's a So tokoing, when people have had a lot of it's a taunt. So it's a taunt, it's a judgment, it's a criticism. When we've spent time with an unhappy, dissatisfied soul, because that's what unhappy, dissatisfied souls do. They're constantly criticizing, they're constantly nitpicking, they're constantly taunting, they're constantly judging. Like that unhappiness, that bitterness is always coming out of them. When we spend time with such an energy, autoimmune disorders set up. Because with such a person, with such an energy, or with such an environment, you are never heard, you are never understood. Then you take it on yourself to say, fine, you don't want me to have this, I won't have it. We turn it onto ourselves. That turning onto self of that spitefulness, that bitterness, that anger, that's what shows up in autoimmune disorders. Controlling people, manipulative people, if you've spent a lot of time, autoimmune disorders will show up. Like, whatever you do, this person is not going to be happy with you. That whatever you do, this person is going to keep bringing you down. So then you start doing that to yourself. Fine, I'll just die. Migraines are always a battle of dark and light, good and bad, positive and negative. A migraine is negativity controlling the positivity so the negativity stays. But this battle is what gives rise to the pain. It's a fight in the head. Samina says, stabbing pain. Did it just come up, Samina? Just please say goodbye, stabbing pain. Goodbye, stabbing pain. Goodbye, limiting my movement. 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 And you all have been so amazing and so patient, my darlings. I would love to go on, but what I really want us to do is, I want us to, now that we've written the intention, we know how to energize the intention, and you want to put it in the place where there is sunshine and moonshine. I would also like us to say something to one of the things that we're all seeking. Of course, we're seeking the money. We would love the money, but what we really want is to just feel good. We want to feel happy. We want to feel great. We want to feel loved. We want to feel wanted. Right? So with me, my darlings, 12 times, we are going to say, hi. I like hi. Maybe you like hello. So see for yourself. I find that hi is much lighter than hello. So hi, love. 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 And that was just a little bit more than 12 times, I think. But this, you want to say hi to what you want. And when I say what you want, let it be a one-word thing. So if you want to say money, say money. Say, hi, money. Hi, money. Hi, more money. Like somebody asked about low sales. So, hi, large sales. Hi, double sales. Hi, triple sales. Hi, more money. Hi, money. Hi, money. And the one thing you definitely want to do today, and you can leave it on mute, is you want to play the Shri Shreem. The Shri Shreem, and you want to see what happens. You want to see what shows up. And when I say see what happens, see what shows up, expectations replaced by intentions. Expectations replaced by allowances. Expectations replaced by listening, expectations replaced by intuitions, expectations replaced by instinct. When I say see what happens, when I say notice what happens, I want you to notice beyond what you are expecting will happen. Expectations, goodbye. Goodbye, expectations. Goodbye, expectations. Goodbye, expectations. Goodbye, expectations. Hello, allowance. Hi, allowance. Hi, messages. Hi, intuition. Hi, instinct. Durga Ma, magic light. Durga Ma, magic light. Lakshmi Ma, magic light. Lakshmi Ma, magic light. Lakshmi Ma, magic light. Archangel Raphael, magic light. Archangel Raphael, magic light. Archangel Raphael, magic light. I'm huge apologies, my darlings, for the questions that I have left unanswered. Join the Facebook group. Please put it up there. I will just put up a poster that says, ask me anything about the call. Feel free to put your questions there. I will be delighted to answer them. Stay in touch, my darlings, especially for those of y'all that I've said hello to for the first time today. Stay in touch on email, stay in touch on the group. We've got tons more stuff coming up. Let me see what we can do for some more work around teeth and jaws and gums. And we will meet again then. I have thoroughly loved that we all got together today on Potent Prosperity Day, that we together energized our intentions, that we're going to write more intentions, that we are replacing expectations with intentions, that we're replacing expectations with flows, that we're replacing expectations with allowances. I wish you a terrific, terrific week ahead. Enjoy all the work that we've done today. Enjoy saying goodbye. Enjoy saying hi. Listen to Shri Shreem and let us know what shows up for you within minutes, hours, and definitely within 24 hours. Big love, big hug, and namaste from India. I received that, Gurpreet. Thank you so much, my darling. Hi, Dee. I suddenly saw you. Hi, my girl. Big love, big hug, and namaste from India.